afflict any widow, nor fatherless child, if they afflict them in any wise, and they cry to me at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. And you're putting yourself in dangerous territory by doing that, exploiting the sheep. You don't know who they are, and the sheep, ultimately, no sheep don't belong to you anyway. Whether you're shepherding, doing it in sincerity or not, the sheep don't belong to you. The sheep belongs to Yahweh Shai, ultimately Yahweh. But the sheep, Yahweh Shai, which you Christians call Jesus, shed his blood for the sheep, so they don't belong to the shepherds. But their shepherds are there to guide them and direct them, just like what you see on the farm. They shepherd them and guide them to pastures, or feed them, give them what is necessary. But they give them what is necessary to feed them, which is a spiritual food today, just like on the farm. But they don't belong to them. They belong to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, which Yahweh Shai shed his blood for them. So be careful how you treat them, because they may cry out to you. If they afflict them, and anywise they cry at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. And what would he do? And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless boys. Now, you can't get more just than that, because he hears them. And if it comes to the point where they have to cry out to him, the sheep, or the widow, that is, it could be the widow, a woman with no husband, being afflicted in a malicious way, harassed in a malicious way, oppressed, extortioned, taunted, and they cry out to the Most High. You hear their cry, and he says, those men who are doing it, those tyrants who are doing it, he might kill their wives, and he might kill their children. You understand? And then he says, and shall be widows, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wife shall be widows. Right? If he kills you, your wife will be a widow, and your children fatherless boys. See what happens there? They say what goes around comes around. So to be a judge, you need discernment. And we've got one more precept to bring out, because people may say, oh, that's a bit difficult, isn't it? I know the Edomites will say, that's a bit difficult. How do you judge then? Well, I'll tell you something. People say it's difficult, but I'll tell you something. If you put a child in a certain situation, right? Someone stole something from that child, or a child goes and does something that he shouldn't do. Like, for example, someone was to steal something from them, and then you ask them, how would you feel if it was done to you? I tell you, that child would turn around and say, no, I wouldn't like it. I would hate it. You see? Because even a child understands. If you put yourself in the same shoes, you know how it feels. So this is what Yehoshua said. These are words of wisdom again, which Yehoshua, which you ignorantly call Jesus, was Solomon in the reincarnation, if you can receive it. This is what Yehoshua said. Therefore, things whatsoever ye would that men should do to you, do ye even so to them, for this is the law and the prophets. So you need discernment to judge. We all need discernment when it comes to judging situations, whether they be big or small. So I just wanted to go into that. We got into the word, what it meant, the discernment. So the perfect example was Solomon, how he used discernment with the two women, the thief woman and the true woman, mother of the child. How he said, let me split the baby in half. And the sincere woman said, no, give it to her. And he said, okay, I can see you're the one that's emotionally connected to the child. It's yours. So he used discernment, and he understood the connection between the mother, the emotional connection between the mother, the true mother, and the baby. So that's how he discerned, in using discretion and wisdom. So he understood the psychology of the woman, understood the psychology of people. So wisdom will give you those things. And also all things, the golden rule, which is known in Matthew. Matthew, I read it at the end of the video. Matthew chapter 12, chapter 7 and 12 says, therefore all things whatsoever you would that men should do to you, do ye also unto them. For this is the law of the prophets. And we grew up learning this, the golden rule. Right? And also in Exodus, right, as it says there, when it comes to judging, ye shall not afflict any widow nor fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise, and they cry out at all unto me, I will surely hear their cry. So he hears the cries of the afflicted, right? Because he wants things to be judged righteously. And here's the last point. And my wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless boys. Kala Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai. We need discernment when it comes to judging, when it comes to judgments, whether they be big or small. Giving our praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai for giving me the spirit to do this video. Rise up to the house of David, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present and future, is falling upon their own head.